Hello students, today we have to start with a term that is called as substitutions effect. In previous class, we covered the term what is price effect, what is income effect. Price effect in terms of your normal commodities, inferior commodities and given commodities. In the same manner, we cover the term income effect with the help of normal commodities, inferior commodities and given type of commodities. So, we have up to now we have to enter into a term that is called as substitutions effect. If we back to the income effect, what it tells us? Now, income effect tells us when money income of the consumer increases from a particular point to the for example, 100 rupees to the 200 rupees. The consumer try to consume more amount of both the commodities, if both the commodities are normal. He can consume more of product X if X is superior than Y. He can consume more of Y, less of X. In that case, X to be treated as an inferior, Y to be a superior one. So, on the basis of that, we show the term income consumption curve, either it will be forward bending or it will be the backward bending or it will move a straight line 45 degree. In the same way, price effect means when consumer changes his equilibrium, when consumer changes his equilibrium due to change in price of the commodities. That means, suppose price of product X reduces, consumer's real income increases, money income constant, its real income increases. When its real income increases, he try to move the higher indifference curve. Now, market, the equilibrium changes from lower to the higher one. Why it is so? Because the price of X falls. The movement of these points are called as the price effect. ताले में price effect कौन बुझुचे ना when जदि गोटे product price कमी जाउची, consumers real income, that is a purchasing power, increases. Therefore, he left the old equilibrium, moved to the new equilibrium, that is called the price effect. But in case of income effect, when money income of the consumer increases, provided that it is a real income and price of both the commodities to be remains constant. When money income increases, the consumer try to move to the higher indifference curve, that means old equilibrium to the new equilibrium, or money income reduces from new equilibrium to the old equilibrium. In that particular case, it is called as the income effect. I show you those both the terms, thereafter you have to move to the next concept, what is called the substitution effect. Price effect. Let us say we take the product that is called as fish and mango. The price of fish, this is the let us say good X and this is the good Y. The price of fish, that is the Px, equals to 10 rupees and that of mango is to be 2 rupees, and money income of the consumer is to be let us say 100 rupees. Okay. These things are given to you. Fish price is given 10 rupees per piece, mango price is given, that is 2 rupees per piece, and total amount of money income is given to the consumer as 100. Considering these things, we can trace the budget line, we can trace the budget line, here it is the face, and this side is to be mango, that is a good X and good Y. Now, given money income and price of the commodities, we trace the price line. Let us say assuming the price line is to be PL, okay, or we can take into account PL1, and that price line tangent to the given preferences of the both the commodities of the consumer. Let us say it tangent the indifference curve IC1 at the point E1, so that the consumer obtain its equilibrium. As you know, the equilibrium can be obtained when dual conditions are to be satisfied. What are those two? Now, first, the slope of price line must be equal to the slope of indifference curve, and at the point of the tangency, indifference curve must be convex to the origin. So, both the conditions to be satisfied at this particular point, right. Therefore, the consumer is equilibrium at E1. Now, when price of the product, let us say for example, price of face is reduces from rupees 10 to rupees 5, price of X falls, okay, by 5 rupees. When the price of X falls, remember price of Y to be constant, money income to be constant. When the price of the fish to be reduces, then his real income increases, his purchasing power increases. Once your purchasing power increases, you try to consume more of that particular product if it is the superior, less of that product if it is inferior, right. So, what do you find to be here? Now, when the price of X falls, the price line PL1 it shifts from PL1 to PL2. Now, it will shifts to PL2. Once it shifts to the PL2, then given preferences are there, it tangent to the higher indifference curve, let us say IC2 at a separate point, that is called the E2. Now, what happened? The consumers is moved from old equilibrium to the new equilibrium. This movement of consumers equilibrium due to change in price of the commodities is called as this is called as price effect. And when we join those points of equilibrium, we obtain a curve that is called as price consumption curve, what we already study in the previous class. When we are joining it, it is called the price consumption curve. তাহলে আমি কোন জানলে না consumers equilibrium change କରୁଛି due to change in price of the commodities, whether the price rise करो किंवा price fall करो. Here we take into account the fall in the price. If you say price increases from 10 to 20 rupees, if the price increases, then what happened? Price of mango is to be remains constant, price of money income also remains constant. If money income constant, price of mango to be remains constant, that of fish to be increases. If it is increases from 10 to the 20, then price line shifted from PL1 to PL0, right. Now, it tangent the indifference curve at a separate point, let us say at E0, and where the IC0 tangent to the price line PL0. So, the movement also be known as the price effects. What do you find here? Now, jitebale money price of the product either it will increase karo from 10 to the 20 or it will fall karo from 10 to the 5. Whatever the case may be, we find the movement of the equilibrium that is called as price effect. Now, why I explain those things before the substitution effect? Because inside the substitution effect you require both the terms. Now, turns to the income effect. In income effect, what do we cover? Money income constant, price of the commodities, let us say assuming it is the 10 and 2. That means considering that consumers is equilibrium at a particular point where this is at a mango and this side is your face, where the indifference curve tangent to the price line P L, let us say P L1 at the tangency point is to be E1 and the indifference curve to be IC1. This is the initial point of equilibrium, considering money income as 100, fish price is to be 10, mango price is to be 2, like here. Now, suppose the money income instead of 100, its money income increases from this to the 200. If the money income increases, if the money income the consumer increases,